Welcome to the channel. It's AlmightyDen. Happy New Year. It's a new year, which means it's some new money to be made. Since this is AlmightyDen Trades, it's only right that I show y'all some trades, show y'all what I like in the stock market, show y'all some of these options plays so I can help y'all try to be consistently profitable as well. But make no mistake, I'm no financial advisor. I'm just giving y'all my thoughts and opinions, and I'm just trying to get this money as well. So if you like stocks, options, crypto trading, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, cut the notifications on so you don't miss a beat, and let's get into it. So the first trade of the day that we have was NVDA. Now, if you know about NVDA, overnight it had a nice gap up. So I figured this. I said, okay, it gapped up as well. And I was watching Tesla. Tesla was a banger today as well. You know, when Tesla's running, a lot of the other tech stocks run too. So it had a nice gap up. So I said, okay, if this can break the high of the day from Friday, this thing could run. It could run a bit higher. So I set my entry at about $300.15, like right under the high of the day from Friday. And then once it broke that, I rode it all the way up to about $304.20. And if you would have got a January 7th call where I got in at, it went from $4.94 to $6.26, $6.20, my bad. That's $126 in profits in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. So I took profits right there because, like I said, you get those kind of profits in 2 minutes. That's absolutely crazy, and I did not want to be greedy. Plus, I can see there was some resistance in this area right here from the December 30th. So I did realize that he could pull back. Now, it did go a bit higher. It did go a bit higher. Probably went up another 100, maybe another 150 in this range before it pulled back. So there was some money left on the table. But like I said, I'm not really sweating that because that's $126 per contract in 2 minutes. You know, so I don't have to be greedy. If you can make those profits consistently, then you're gonna be in great shape. Trust me. With that being said, I am no financial advisor. But let's go to the next play of the day that we had. NIO. Now, I know a lot of y'all know about NIO, Chinese EV stock. Now, I do like this stock long term. I do think this is one of the growth stocks that is currently a bit undervalued. Now, it has bounced from its previous lows. It was a bit lower. It was at about $27. Now it's at about $33. Had a massive run up on the 30th, as you can see there. It went absolutely crazy. But today, right? So if you're familiar with NIO in the past, I am sort of familiar with the pattern of NIO, how sometimes it likes to go up early in the morning, or it goes down early in the morning on a lot. So this morning it had a gap down. It dropped down really quickly, and then I figured it would bounce, right? The only thing about me is I kind of mistimed the bounce. I got in on this candle right here, like in this area. There's a small, for a second it was green, and I thought it might reverse. But once it broke down below this, I said it definitely still has room to go down because it's still in the downtrend. So I cut the loss, right? I cut the loss saying that I can get back in. When really, if I would have waited about 5 more minutes, that would have been it right there. But like I said, I didn't want to just hold on to the downtrend just in case it kept going down. This was one of those I wanted to play the reversal on, which it did reverse. And honestly, it did reverse. I was probably about 5 minutes off, 10 minutes off, and it reversed, and it ran up to about right there, $30.91, which honestly was some good gains. I just didn't want to hold through that. I'm a strong believer in cutting my losses quick and letting the runners run. There's no point. If it's not doing what I want it to do, you can always get back in. I knew for a fact that if it did go back lower, I could just get back in at a lower price, or I could hop in on the way up. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to sit there and hold through the downtrend, especially since there was no, for me personally, there was no real reason for me to get into that trade other than the fact that I was just want to play a bounce. You know, there was no level break that I liked about it. It's just the fact that I know that NIO, a lot of the time, especially in the past, when it drops down in the morning, it does recover pretty quickly sometimes. So I did know that it did happen. I just didn't time it perfectly. But as you can see, only a $28 loss on the NIO $28 call option. So we got to be transparent about it. And that was only 3 minutes, but it did close at $5.25. So that would have been $100 profits if you would have held on to it through the end of the day, or even if you would have held on to it like right there. That would have been cool. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not one to sit there and just hold with hope. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get in and get out. If it's not doing what I want to do, then I'm out of there. No, don't make no mistake. Sometimes if I like it where it's at and I have a plan with the trade, if I have a plan with the trade to stop out at a certain level, I'll have a stop loss set. But for this one, like I said, if it continues to drop through here, which it did, I just got out. And it did go a bit lower, honestly. It did. So I wasn't wrong, but it just reversed a bit later than I would have preferred it to. So that was the NIO trade for the day. But like I said, if you go to the daily chart, I still like it for a long term as well still, but it has had a nice little bounce. It's not as low as it was at this $27, $28 range. Would have been an ideal range to stack up on shares, in my opinion, my humble opinion. That's when I was loving it down there. But still a very good, I still like the stock a lot long term as well. So definitely that was on the watch list. Now SQ, SQ is one that we was able to capitalize on as well. Let's get the text over here. XQ was one where I did capitalize on because it also pulled back down this morning when Tesla was still kind of consolidating. It wasn't dropping down too much. SQ opened up a little higher and then it pulled back. Now, once it pulled back, one of my signals was the fact that it kind of had a bar consolidation down here, an inside bar. Once it broke this bar here, I entered, ran it all the way up to about right here, and then I got out in this candle right here, just in case. Now, like I said, just in case, I said it had reached about the 200-day moving average. So I said once it got right there, I didn't want to deal with any resistance. And as you can see, it did pull back very, very quickly. I was in that trade for about 6 minutes. The SQ January 7th calls went from $4.10 to $5.25. That's a $125 profit in 6 minutes. And it even closed higher at $5.95. So this is a stock that I like as well. I do not mind adding shares at this level either because it has had a very massive pullback. But that was actually pretty good trade to have for the day. I do like this thing. It's still, like I said, it's still very low. One of the reasons, that's honestly one of the reasons I liked it was because it is down here and it's trying to consolidate. So I do feel like it will want to bounce, and there will be some other opportunities to trade this thing in the upside once it gets in the uptrend. Because, you know, we've had our downtrend since about 270 or what, 290 from 290 all the way down, back down to 160. That's a massive pullback right there. So this thing has definitely some room to run this year, especially if you can get a candle confirming the reversal. That would be absolutely nice, but I just want to be ready. Plus I could see the candle from there had a bounce on the previous day around that range, so I said, okay, I can strike right here, I can get in, get this bounce, get some quick profits, and get out. Now for the monster of the day, for the monster trade of the day, Tesla opened up a lot higher because their delivery expectations succeeded not expectations, but their deliveries exceeded expectations. So it opened up at about 11:36 right there. That's what it looked like, 11:36 from Friday, where it closed at about 10:57. That's an absolute monstrous day, and then it ran all the way up to nearly $1,200. Now, if you go to these options, I'm just gonna show you from Robinhood just for reference. I do not use Robinhood ever since the AMC GameStop things happened. I traded everything out of there. I'm going from Robinhood, but you can see the options pretty transparent on here, and as you can see, some of these options contracts went up 700%, 600%, 500%, depending on where you got in at. These things were absolutely printing today. If you got in on Friday, I mean, you still could have made some money as well today because it did run. But if you got in on Friday or last week and held through this week, you absolutely banked today. So that's absolutely good to see if any of you were in that. And then it did run up a little bit today as well. But at this point, I felt the premiums were pretty jacked up there. They're pretty high in my opinion. They're pretty expensive. That's $30 for an at the money contract on a weekly. That's very, very expensive in my opinion. So and the IV jerked it up a lot higher as well. So I would definitely be careful with those combinations of things. But this thing, when Tesla does run, it can print. It definitely can print. And today, it honestly did. Thing went up $143, especially I think closed at 11, almost 1,200. That's $143. That's a banger. That's one of its more stronger days for sure. I mean, if this is one big candle, that's almost that's nearly $150 in moves right there. That's absolutely crazy. So that was an absolute banger for me. And if you look at the pattern, this pattern right here, you can see not only did it have good news, but it kind of was flagging in a downtrend, and then it broke out of that flag, and then boom, which leads me to my next swing play that I have going on, right? Which is Uber, actually. So Uber it had a nice, a solid day as well, very strong day. Opened up a swing trade in the middle of the day, at about the $40, I think the $44 range, just in case we have a nice break. Now, in my honest opinion, it wasn't my most favorite entry because I do like to buy on. It's just a swing trade. It's different than a day trade, so I can be a little bit more flexible with my swing trades because I'll buy a bit more time on them, and I'm looking for a move like maybe not the same day, so I could be a little bit more flexible. But just to give you kind of a heads up of like kind of where we got in that, I like the breakdown here. Ideally for a day trade, this entry on this breakdown here would have been a lot better, and then got out up here where you would have seen the previous level of resistance where it clearly sold off once it reached that level. As you can see, the line of breaking the downtrend, after it broke out of that downtrend, it ran up there, and then you could have sold up here for profits. But as a swing trade, I got a little bit more patience for it to go a bit higher. So maybe we can get to about that $45, $46 range. I got in at about $44, like right here. So I did see some green. Make no mistake, I did see some profits. I could have taken those profits if I did want to take them, because I didn't know the resistance was up here. But I want to hold it and see if this thing can go a little bit higher in the short term. But like I said, we got like a couple weeks on these options. Let me go back. As you can see, I got it at about $1.03. It closed at about 87 cents. So a little bit more down than I want it to be. But like I said, if you compare that to the Tesla chart, how it broke out, I do like how it flagged and then broke out. It could possibly do the same thing. I'm not saying it's going to go as high as fast, but you can see the pattern is there for sure. The pattern is definitely there for sure, especially if you can break out above this $44.36 range and hold. So hopefully we can see what that thing does tomorrow. Another one I like is Facebook, because Facebook kind of has a similar pattern as well, but it also has an inside bar. As you can see, there's a bar of consolidation, which means that either way, this thing is a play for me tomorrow. If it breaks below about 337, if it breaks above about 340, either way, it could be a play for some moment, for a quick day trade for me. So I will have that one on my watch list as well. If it breaks to the upside, then I think it can go maybe to 350 in the short term range. Maybe not tomorrow. I'm saying, but like I said, tomorrow definitely is room for a day trade. On either way the market decides to go for Facebook, in my opinion. But I will be watching it closely because it is in a steady little downtrend right now. But it could be flagging for a breakout to the upside or the downside. But you have to be prepared for both directions. I'm no financial advisor. I'm just sitting here explaining what I like to see, how and why I will play it there. But I would be quick to take some profits on it, especially depending on the market sentiment, no matter which direction it's going. If the market is looking bearish and Facebook is looking bearish as well, put season. If the market is looking green tomorrow and things are running and Facebook is looking pretty strong on this break here, then it's call season. You see what I'm saying? So either way, it could be a play. But that's what I like right now. That's what I'm seeing. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that likes button, leave a thumbs up. Comment down below if you like any stocks, anything that you see is hot, that's running. If you want any updates on any of these charts, let me know. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, cut the notifications on. Until next time, Densky out.